It's all right.
We've taken over. Hey, Mom, happy birthday. 50 years right here. Celebrating.
Shades of Hip Hop.
Yo, what up, y'all? Punchline right here. You know, rebel with my people. Shades of Hip Hop. What up, y'all?
All right. Thank you, bro.
All right, and as you can see, we're here joined by Punchline. Introduce yourself to the people real quick.
Yo, what up, y'all? Punchline right here in the cut, chilling.
All right, and of course, you tell them where you're hailing from, Lower East Side, I believe, right?
Yeah, Lower East Side, Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
All right, now obviously we're gonna get into a couple of things that we have a little history, and we actually have some history that goes back 25 years. So let's start a little bit back before that. And when did you get into MCing?
I got into MCing being in junior high school. So I had like an older brother that rapped, and he used to like hear him and like steal some of his raps. And I started just making it my own thing.
So when was this? Is like the early 90s, maybe late 80s?
Late 80s, I'll say. Yeah, like
right.
mid to late 80s.
Okay. So then when did you officially become Punchline though?
I became Punchline maybe sophomore year of high school.
Sophomore year of high school?
Yeah, high school.
Okay.
I went through a bunch of name changes, trying to get your identity together. Still not having an understanding of what an artist is. So, you just go.
All right. Now back then, the way to come out was, well, first you would be doing stuff, you would do shows and stuff like that. You would actually have to go outside and be places. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't just do it from your house and become an MC, like, you know what I'm saying, through the internet. Like, that wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying? So you actually had to go outside and be amongst people and spit your rhymes in front of people, stuff like that. But there was go ahead.
It originally starts from the lunch table in school.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're gonna rhyme amongst your friends, and you might battle somebody in school who rhymes as well. So when that's your little battles and whatnot, but that's where it started at.
Right, but then from then, back in the 90s, there was like a demo process. You would actually have to, try to shop your tape around to people that had labels or radio stations or whatever, and get them to hear. Or you would be on mixtapes. Like that was pretty much it. Like you shop your demo, be at clubs, and then be on mixtapes. That was pretty much it. Like, was there any other ways to get into business or get known back then, do you think?
Nah, that's basically it. Unless you had like a relative name that can kind of like, plug you into other people and whatnot.
Right. Somebody was already down. Like if you knew somebody that was already down, but that's an off chance.
And the majority of us, that's what we did. We tried to get down with dudes that was already down. Somebody to put you on.
So pretty much you're probably your first like big fame or whatever was from being on mixtapes and that, right? Like, I mean, you were doing different shows and stuff like that, and then I'm sure you got into Lyricist Lounge and stuff like that. But was the mixtapes the first thing that y'all did? What do you do?
For at the time with me and Words, we would do little talent shows and stuff like that. But
talent shows, true.
Popularity came from the first time Red Hot Leviatone from the Trackmasters brought us up to rhyme with Stretch and Bob. For the first time, we were his guests, so he didn't show. So it wound up just being me and Words rhyming. So that was Bob's first time meeting us, and then that was the first time we got popularity. Where the next time we went out, people were like, "Yo, I heard y'all on the radio."
Word.
I heard about y'all.
Right. So we failed to mention that Stretch and Bob was one of those other ways that you could get that type of love, like, you know what I'm saying, like without necessarily being on a mixtape or something like that.
And they were before the mixtape. Stretch and Bob.
Right. So like somebody's radio show or something like that, maybe you can get on, and then you wouldn't be able to spit the uncensored rhymes like you could on Stretch and Bob and stuff, though. You wouldn't be able to. But even though y'all, I've noticed a lot of your stuff it wasn't heavily, like a whole bunch of cursing in that. You know what I'm saying? Was that a conscious choice, or that was just
because of the time period? I mean, there was some curse words only when necessary. And when that wasn't like we just threw a curse in there just to be cursing crazy, but it was just natural. Nothing.
Yeah. So all right. So now we in the mixtape era. So what was your first big success on mixtapes too? After the Stretch and Bob.
After Stretch and Bob, mixtape wise,
Mm-hmm.
would be there's a freestyle that's floated around with a young 50 Cent. It was on Cut Master C's mixtape. It was called Both of Us and featured me, Words, and 50.
Word.
That would be something as well.
When did that come out?
Oh man, this was like 2000.
Okay. All right, because we still got some.
No, I could be wrong. It might be like 98ish, 97, 98.
Okay. All right. Well, look. Well, then we already in that time period. So when you came up, because I already knew who you was though. By the time I saw you at the Hit Factory though, like the day that y'all came to Hit Factory, I had already known y'all from mixtapes, like you know, Punching Words on mixtapes and stuff like that, and probably Stretch and Bob and stuff like that.
Right.
So like your name was already in the street though. Like were y'all selling your own mixtapes or just y'all was on other people's stuff?
We was just on other people's stuff. Like, you know, like around that time span, there was so many things that just clicked naturally. It came together. Like if it started with the let's say if it was the Shades of Hip Hop, right? It was Shades of Hip Hop. Then we had around that same time, the Tribe Called Quest feature came out, and then the Black Star feature came out. You know what I mean? Then the Lyrics Lounge first album came out with me and Words had the song The Cypher. All that was the same time, so it made the impact seem bigger than what it was. But it's just the timing of everything.
And because like everything was kind of coming out at the same time, and y'all was hot, and everybody was like, "Yo, I gotta have them on my joint right now." So it was bubbling at that time. Now, but I mean, even with that, like, do you still remember all of those old rhymes?
Some of them.
Like how many rhymes do you think you? How many rhymes you think you remember
from back then? I
like
did not remember my rhyme from the Cypher. People asked us to perform that record. I know the hook. I couldn't tell you the rhyme at all. Because I don't even rhyme like that anymore. Like
okay.
Style of rhyming, right? So then I might remember the Lyricist Lounge freestyle joint, the Cut Master C with 50. That's about it from back then.
Well, I mean, all right. Well, we right in that time. So let's talk about the Hit Factory a little bit.
Okay.
Now that was a very pivotal day, right? Now it ended up becoming that. Okay. Right. But did you even like when it happened, did you even remember that? Like, did you know like when all right, let's start here. Why did you come up to the Hit Factory? Who told you to come up there?
All right, so nobody knew at the time. Me and Words were signed to the Trackmasters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Trackmasters was there.
Yeah, we were their artists. And at that time, they was like a big sought out production team.
Right.
So you had they produced everybody from Nas to R&B group Allure. They did a lot of stuff for Bad Boy Records and all that. And at this particular time, they were producing Nore's solo album, the Nore album. And in the other room, they was doing Kid Capri's album, Soundtrack to the Streets.
So Trackmasters with because like I believe Pope was there. I don't know if Tone was there. I think Pope was there.
Tone might have been in the other room. He wasn't there in the other room.
Okay. Yeah, so y'all was there because of Track. So did you know what we was going to be recording and anything?
I had no idea y'all was going to be
just up there.
Yeah, whenever they're in the studio, I would just go, right? Because I was a young kid trying to get on. So being a studio rat, you just go. You know, even if I wasn't rhyming, I'm at the session with them regardless. You know what I'm saying? I'm always there. True.
And you know, Hit Factory is a nice studio. You know what I'm saying? It was a nice plush studio in there, and there was a lot of smoking and everything going on if you partake. So it was a nice chill environment. You can get work done like that in there.
Yeah.
But now, did you know the other MCs that was there? Like, did you know 50 already?
Yeah, I knew 50 already. I knew 50 when he first got signed to Trackmasters at the time. I met him up in Bearsville. He had just came home. He might have been a few weeks in from prison, and he came through. And me and Words battled him, believe it or not, because we was mad because we were like, yo, we've been signed here and y'all haven't worked with us. Now you're introducing a new artist. So the first time we met, we rhymed around each other. But 50 is not really a battle rapper in that kind of way. You know what I mean? Like for him, he was like, whoa, what's going on here? All this rhymes is being thrown at me. So, but he didn't know why me and Words was doing that. He was like, yo, nah, fuck that.
All right, all right. Well, you know what? Like, well, how about like, did you know Nore? Had you met Nore before?
Yeah, I met Nore when they started doing the NRE album. I met him and whatnot. But funny thing, outside of 50 and Consequence, Nore didn't know rhyme.
Right.
Remember, I would just go to the studio to hang out and then just be there. He didn't know any of that. So him seeing me rhyme was us doing that freestyle.
Right. And he was very impressed.
First time hearing me rhyme. LES was there. DJ LES, the producer, Nas DJ in the beginning. He didn't know I rhymed like that either. But when he heard that, he was like, yo, y'all got to work with him. What are y'all doing?
Right. Do you remember that rhyme? Like, I mean, you've seen it now so many times.
Yeah, I remember the rhyme.
Okay. All right. Now let's get to this though. So y'all, we recorded the session up there. It was just another day at the studio. Boom. There was some guy there that was with a camera, so it was recorded. But then months later or whatever, when did you first know that you were on that tape, on the Shades of Hip Hop tape?
I think I don't know if I was at Burkina or somewhere where they were selling those DVDs. And I picked it up and then I came across, I was like, oh snap, this is the joint, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. I bought it I don't know, I was in Harlem. I bought it from some.
Yeah, we sold to Burkina. See, that was back. Yeah. Like that was a part of our hustle. Like we was, that's how we lived back then.
I bought any and everything hip hop back then. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Burkina because I lived in that neighborhood. It was right there. So that's how I found out about the DVD. And then when I saw the footage, I was like, oh snap.
Well, actually, it was VHS. It was actually VHS back then. Remember? This was before DVDs and shit. Yeah.
I didn't even know the impact of it. I was like, "Oh snap! This is like a thing." I didn't know.
Right. Now, so then that happened, right? So now you find out. Like, had you ever seen Shades of Hip Hop before? Like, had you ever seen
Shades of Hip Hop before that? No.
Okay, all right. Because like we did the cipher, the other cipher with Pun and DMX and all of that and stuff.
Well, that was y'all. See, I seen that. Yeah. I didn't know that. All right, yeah, I seen that.
That was when it came out before that. So we had Pun, we had Muhammad D on that tape and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, see, the other thing was, because I would always change the cover, so you would never necessarily know. I didn't just put volume 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's the same cover. I did totally different covers to each one. So unless you read it and said Shades of Hip Hop, then you would know. But all right. After that, though, like when the internet came out, it became a whole nother thing. And then, actually like 50 used it for some Warner Brothers tape and stuff like that. And so it got a whole different life once the internet came. So when did you see that reaction when people are still like, now that like when stuff goes viral and stuff like that, they hitting you and say, yo, I see you on this cipher and stuff like this.
Okay. So here's what happened. I have a big part to play in that.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you what happened. So I don't know if you ever remember the time Consequence put out, 50 had started his website. This is 50.
Right.
Nore had 56 Ave, if I'm right.
Right. Yep.
I think somebody might have put one out. They didn't put out the full extent. They just put their clip of them rhyming.
Mm-hmm.
And then Consequence put out an album. I think it was Take 'Em to the Cleaners, where he put the freestyle on the album, but erased my verse. And all the oohs and ahs, he moved it to him.
Nah.
It's out. If you go to Consequence joint, it's out. It's on the mixtape. I think it was Take 'Em to the Cleaners.
Oh, wow. I got to hear that.
And then when I noticed my verse wasn't there, I was like, yo, he did not just delete me and take my oohs and ahs as if he was doing that.
Oh, no.
Like, we got to put out the truth. So I took the DVD, ripped it, created a YouTube channel, and I put it up there. And then I gave it to all the blogs at the time. Right. I mean, which would have been, what was it, Rap Godfathers or two Dope Boys? I just sent it to a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then it started getting this traction. And then it
became... Then 50 posted it. Then 50 put on this is 50.
Yeah. Then Nore posted it. Then full extent of it. And it became that thing.
Yeah,
and that's how it came about. All because Constant deleted my verse.
Oh man, you know what? Let's remind the people real quick. Let's remind the people of what we're talking about, just in case they don't know.
Okay.
Because this is some vintage material here.
Yeah.
25 years ago, actually.
Man, didn't even think it was that long. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the RE, you understand what I'm saying? I'm fucking with Shades of Hip Hop because y'all niggas is real, yo. Y'all niggas is real. I like y'all niggas shit, man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring some niggas come in, do y'all shit too, man. Cause y'all niggas is live, man. Keep that shit funky, man. That's what we doing. We in the Hood Factory, aka the Hit Factory. You know what I'm saying? Nas Escobar, Entertainment, and along with me, Thug Entertainment and Trackmasters, we made this shit the Hood Factory. You know what I'm saying? Because we make this shit like the hood, yo. That's how you can make records. You know what I'm saying? You make that shit as close to your block as it could possibly be. You go in there, you just dump you on the floor. You know what I'm saying? You just ashtray, you know what I'm saying? The floor. You know what I'm saying? Keep this shit ghetto. You know what I'm saying? And you can work like that, yo. You know what I'm saying?
And they smoked up all my backwoods that day too. I had a pack of backwoods. He's like, "Yo, you got a blood?" I was like, "Yeah." I thought he wanted one. Man, I never. That shit was empty on the floor when I seen it again.
Yeah, a bunch of hood dudes in there back then.
They smoked 8 backwoods while we was in there recording. Yeah, Pope was there. Pope was there. I don't think Tone was in the game like you said.
Nore's man at the time, Shandula.
Yeah, Shandula.
Yo, son, I'm real on the street than I am on wax. So if you see me in New York, you see me making my stacks. And if you see me on the alley, you see me taking the jack. And I think I'm all that. How y'all niggas feel about that? Be careful. This rap shit, it'll get to your head. How you screaming? Fuck the police. When you scared of the feds, here's a jewel. Love your enemies and hate your friends. Your enemies remain the same. Your friends always change. I travel state to state, stash spots filled with weight. Jaguar, XK8, money machines, count dates. Kites with 5 words. Kill them now, don't wait. For 21 years I've been sober.
Yeah, because Kid Capri.
1 year I've been down with rap, son, and I fucking relapse. Hydro and hash, I'm twisting the cash, I'm getting it. Crystal, I'm sipping it. Hot shit, I'm spitting it. Alright.
You see, most people didn't really know who 50 was back then. At this time, he was unknown.
Nobody did.
Consequence was known behind the scenes in the business because his cousin like that. But nobody knew.
Yeah, he had the tribe. He was Beach Mountain, the Light Tribe. He's part of the reason why I got with Tribe.
Oh, what you mean?
So he saw me and Words perform at the Lyricist Lounge. Q-Tip was hosting. He liked us. He said, "Yo, I want them on my album." And then they approached us. We exchanged numbers, and then like a few days later, we did a meeting. And then Q-Tip started this crew he was starting called the Uma Family.
Okay.
And it consisted of me and Words, this female artist Jane Doe, Slum Village, Consequence, Mos.
Wow.
And one more group I know I forget.
Wow, that sounds interesting. What happened? Oh, here we go. Hold up. So you said, do you remember this rhyme or no? Okay.
I gave him a closed casket. Thoughts is graphic. No matter who you dissing, I die for my niggas like Jesus crucifixion.
See, that was the other tape.
Fell under the submission. My shit sound great on bad tapes with the hissing. The plot thickens. In any altercation, I take out 2 like double dating. The whole squad's player hating. I compete, play for keeps. I got weed smokers turning over a new leaf. I pop shit and roll 1 deep with no heat to show you. I drop hot shit, rock mics with potholders. Rap career's over. How dare you oppose this? When I die, bury me with a tape of my own shit. I roll the dice, diss me and pay the price. I make a klepto wanna take his own life. Style precise. The rap game, I'm pimping it, kicking it. Yo, take it in vain like insulin.
See, you peeked the mic out. See, you peeked the mic out because everybody was oohing and ahhing, so that peeked the mic out.
So he deleted me, and all the oohs and ahs we're hearing, Carts moved it right after his verse and took me out. I was like, "Oh no, you ain't gonna erase me out of that one, brother."
Yeah, he wild, dude. I actually never.
Nah, brother, we ain't gonna do that.
Yes, but obviously, yeah, you had the most impact that day. Like you knew that, right? Like you could tell, like at the time.
Going into it, yeah, I knew that. I knew because at that time, me trying to be an artist, they were artists. Like Conch was writing songs, 50 writing songs, Nore writing songs. I came from the ciphers and the Lyricist Lounge and doing that stuff, rhyming with 20 dudes and trying to have the best verse out of 10 and 20 dudes that you in a cipher with. I come from that. So I was like, yeah, this is a comfort zone for me. So when they told me that they was doing it, my man Kirk Gowdy, who actually produced
he was there. Gowdy was there.
Grabbed me. He's like, nah, come in. But nobody knew. Like he knew Poke knew, LES, Kid Capri, nobody knew. Conch knew. You know what I mean? That was about it. Nobody else knew. Nobody thought I worked for the company.
Oh wow.
He told me that one day. He's like, yo, I know you, Rob. I thought you worked for the company.
So he thought you was like a producer or something, like just working the boards or something.
Yeah, or one of the record guys or something. I'm like, nah, I do music.
Oh wow. So, but obviously you saw he was very impressed. I mean, I'm gonna let it play some more because he actually asked you to rhyme again. You know what I'm saying? Like, and see, here go Consequence again, man. See, actually, he didn't ask everybody else to rhyme again.
Right.
He just asked you to rhyme again.
Because if you notice, after I rhymed, Cons had to go again. Like,
right. He actually stepped in and
this,
just
like,
went again anyway.
break.
You're saying Nore didn't ask him to rhyme again. He asked you to rhyme again because he wanted you to rhyme right before his piece.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, hold up. Let's go. See, that Nore's face was like, yo, he just whipped it. Like, who this dude? He probably was surprised too. See, all that's because of your rhyme. See, all of that hollering right there is because of what you just spit right there.
Right.
That's why everybody's still hooping and hollering right there. You're saying it's like, oh shit, bury me with a tape of my old shit. Like, you know, niggas is like, okay. It's like, all right.
The first thing you already ordered. Nore go last, baby. We gonna set this
If he was like, oh damn, he just tried me out right there. He just outside me.
Flashbacks when I was young, I was laughed at. Here's the facts, I had to stash cracks and my ass cracked. And some cats get shot and some cats get smacked. These niggas get crazy and they don't know how to fucking act. Phone check. Dude, get the fuck off the jack. Got a stash box for the Mac and the baby blue act. Trying to find out where you rest at so I could run up the knack. Blast the gat, went off with your stack. I'm on it like that. I'm living like that. I'm eating like that. Taking that cheese. That's the way it is, man. And it's like that.
Yeah. Don't mind that, son.
See, I think Gowdy is the one with the red. He had like a red jacket on.
Yeah. No,
that's him right there. I think that was yeah, that better be right there. No, he was like, nah, let Punch go again. When they said Nore go, you see that? Like when he said, when he was like, they were expecting Nore to go, but Nore was like, nah, let him go again.
Yeah, because Nore didn't rhyme yet. We all rhymed.
Right.
If rhymed, Cons rhymed, I rhymed. Nore never went yet. So it was like, nah, let him go, then I'm going to go after.
Right. So that's, you know.
Yo, that's funny.
What? Well, we're gonna talk about this in a second. Hold on.
Blast the gat, went off with your stack. I'm on it like that.
I'm
like that. I'm eating like that.
Because you know this is the 25th year anniversary of this. You need to go up on Nore shit, man. You need to go up on Nore.
On that, son.
However you want to do it. The beat gonna come on.
Put that on pause real quick.
They were expecting Nore to rhyme, but that's Nore pointing it. He's like, nah, you rhyme again.
Yo, punchline, yo, check it. Yo, I keep dough in my pocket while you follow the false prophet. Get deep like Islamics, wrapped in a white garment. I touch topics to try to open up your optics. Vacate in the tropics, you dodging bullets in the projects. Cut the nonsense, I'm hotter than a lot of men. Start honoring, got more wifeys than Solomon. Fuck the squad you in. Hey yo, we beat a bit on, regardless what I spit on. You versus the tracks that I shit on. Once you get on, it's fam you can't trust. Words and punch, big rappers march like the third month. I
was trying to get the tape.
Lyrically spit gems, call me diamond, cause I'm your girl's best friend. MCs is born losers, alcoholic abusers. I go on the radio and start a gay rumor, and then I'll talk about how the crowd try to boo ya. Label screwed ya, stressed out with brain tumors. My gag clap, 50% of the whack. Take it back to real rap. Cry lawns with the fat cap. Get wrong for your ass cap. Leave you unsigned, 45 live. Reppin' NY till I die.
See, and I just gotta let you know though, like, as a person like doing camera work back in the day, like it was hard to do these kind of ciphers and stuff like that and get close-up shots because when people rap, like they be moving a lot. So so in that particular shot, the way I had to actually get that was by moving with you. Like I had to like move the like if you swear back and forth, I got to move the camera back and forth to keep you in focus, to keep you in the shot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, so it's like a whole thing going on behind the scenes.
Hard work.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just easy.
Right.
But that's what let them know that.
Let me thug it out like I'm supposed to. Straight vocal, y'all bitches. You know we gotta keep it close. It's like we track masters, how we tone and poke you.
He was freestyling.
Tell them that I'm loca, getting culo, being the boss like Hugo, smoke chronic, stereo Panasonic, strip tease, bitches wanna strip with ease. Yo, boo, let's take it off and just hit to your ease. N-O-R-E, type that just can't get pleased. I got 2 bitches sucking my toes, over 2 on my meat. Yo, it's still nigga pumping weed. I gotta keep it all sex, like Dawson's Creek. Thug it right out, right on a L-E-S-B. What? N-R-E, you know I take the street. You know what I mean? Set it off, show you how I break you off. N-R-E, so fuck your competitors. Either you a live bitch or a regular whore. Yo, I knew this bitch, she used to rhyme and shit. I used to lie to her, tell her that I'll buy her shit. Yo, a trip with diamonds plus a whip. Yo, I came to the crib, put it on. Hey yo, and on the real I would've put her on. But even when I wrote it, yo, the bitch couldn't quote it. Sounded real foul like she demoted. One thing she could do though was de-throat it. Yo, I kept it real. Bitch still ain't got a record deal, mention my name. Keep it simple and plain. She was off the meter when she seen what grain. So the bitch maintain, I'ma do the same. Or we can hit the telly up. You can give me some brain.
That's LES right there, I think. Right? Yeah, it's and also just to let you know, like the reason why, like that was the original version of how it came out on the VHS tape, because back then I would get bootleg to hell, you know what I'm saying? So like I had to keep the real footage, the clean footage without no edits over it and stuff like that. I kept that separate so that when niggas bootlegged it, they would have this version of it. Gotcha. That's the reason why I had to do that, because I got the clean version. I'll submit that to the Universal Hip Hop Museum and shit. Okay. You know what I mean? For posterity and longevity. Dig.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But you know, that was a very pivotal moment. And it's lasted through time. You know what I mean? Up till now, people still, younger generations still see that same cipher. You know what I'm saying?
I remember I was in the village, 8th Street, back where, you know, where Fat Beats Records was. Mm-hmm. I was just walking through there and some kids approached me. They was like, yo, I seen you on the Shades of Hip Hop joint. Yo, you killed it. I was like, oh, snap. I was like, were people are seeing it? I was like, yo, good looking. Thank you.
Because, I mean, everybody knew after that, like that you had killed that cipher. Like you're saying, like the people told you that. Like there's one example of it, but like people have always told you that, right?
Yeah, I get the feedback.
All right, because that's what it was. Like everybody knew that day. Like everybody in the studio felt the same way. You know what I mean? So I don't know, like, if people that I know that seen it, they always felt that your verse was, you know, your verses was the hardest verses.
Now here go the crazy part about that. So after that freestyle happened, Kid Capri asked me to be on his album Soundtrack to the Streets. It was supposed to be a record with Raz Kaz and Cannabis. Cannabis never made it to the studio. So they asked me to do it. So then I jumped on. I just spat what I had wrote already. I didn't write nothing new. I didn't have time. It was like 2 a.m. So they put the beat on. I go in and I do this record with Raz Kaz, and the record's on his album Soundtrack to the Streets. The song's called One on One.
That's what's up. All right, well, obviously got to check that out. But that's what I wanted to start getting into a little bit real quick is, like, so what have been, like, you've collaborated a lot of people. Let's name some of the people that you've already done collaborations with. I don't know how long it's going to take, but
Tribe Called Quest, Master Ace, Black Star, Most Def, Tyler Kweli. Who else?
Obviously, your partner on Words. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
we got a bunch of word stuff. I was just thinking outside of a bunch of words here. From Master Ace to Craig G to man, like I said, Raz Kaz, Q-Tip.
What's been some of your favorite collabos?
My favorite collabs, I would say a lot of stuff that we did with Master Ace, and a lot of the stuff I did with Sadat X. I did mad stuff with Sadat. It almost feels like I got an EP with him, but I did
like where we find out like what is that on?
Shit. The okay, one of them is called it's a song made by the artist is called Manorel, and it features Manorel, myself, and Sadat. There's actually a video out for it, and the title just slipped my mind, but if you give me a second, I can find it. And
that's the problem with doing so many. Well, look, like with that, where have you been able to travel? Like, how many places have you been able to go like with hip hop?
I've been all over the world. I've been to Europe several times touring. I've been everywhere but the islands. I've been all over Canada, all over America, all over Europe, several times over.
What's your favorite place to have gone?
Favorite place, I'm gonna probably say, the song is called Habitat. It's with me, Scott, and Manorel.
Okay.
And the video's on YouTube. The favorite place I would probably have to say between Germany and possibly London.
Do you think the overseas fans are like the overseas hip hop fans, especially in Europe, are better than the American fans?
Yeah, they're way better. But then, we might start taking it for granted. You can go to the club and see your rapper, what I mean, that you're infatuated with. But over there, they don't get to see us that much. They just build up the image of what they hear through the music and all that. So for them, it's like, oh, snap, this person's really here. So they really into the show. They screaming, they putting their hands up. They're not sitting there like, put your hands up like this.
And we had some of that recently too, and we hopefully can get back into that. Now, but see now, at one point, about 10 years ago, whatever like that, after some of this stuff that we were doing with the radio when we first started Shades Radio, I went on the road with KRS. I was his marketing director for Stop the Violence Movement 20th anniversary, and what was that, 2009 or whatever. And we got to travel around, and we made like an international, worldwide cypher of people that wanted to be involved with hip hop culture, and they was following KRS, stuff like that. And what they said was that a lot of the people what some people said that are from those countries is that they got more of appreciation for the culture versus like the longevity of the culture. Whereas over here, the cats is like just into the new stuff. You know what I mean? Like they don't care like what happened before and stuff like that. They're not into it as much for the culture of it. Do you find that to be some part of the case?
Yeah, I can see that being a thing. Yeah, I can understand that.
Because all right, now even back in that rhyme, you mentioned in that rhyme, cry lines with the fat caps and stuff like that. That's like graffiti shit. You know what I'm saying? Like artists nowadays, they don't know shit about like graffiti or b-boying, or they don't care about none of those other elements. You know what I mean? They don't. Go ahead.
But you know what? Like the artists, like in my era compared to today, and not to knock the younger artists, we strived on being original. So I think today everybody just emulates the formula that works, right? Or it works for them. So, that's all I got to do. I'm gonna do that. They're not trying to excel or be greater than it. They just want to be in the flow. They want to, I'm in there. I got a record. You know what I mean? And people are liking it. They go with that. They don't want to be like, nah, that person did that, so let me do something different. That was what we kind of strived on.
Right. And I mean, what gave you your energy back then? Like, was it just the not even necessarily the competition, but striving to be better, being around other people? What was it like going to Lyricist Lounge, for instance?
Lyricist Lounge, that was wild how we even found it. Going to Lyricist Lounge back then, first time I went to Lyricist Lounge, I didn't even perform. I was just a regular dude in the audience. And that's the first time I seen a female rapper who was pregnant rhyming on stage, and that was Rod Digger.
Oh, word. That's a girl, Rod Digger.
Yeah. I was like, yo, whoever Shorty is dope. And then I can't remember who was hosting it. It might have been Q-Tip hosting that one too. I think he hosted that one too, and it was in Wetlands in NYC. So just being in the room with all these rappers, some faces were familiar because you see them in ciphers from the village.
Right, just be seeing them all the time.
Right, so I'm like, I know a couple of these cats. And then starting to perform there, after going to 2 or 3, I'm like, all right, you got to come with it. I said, you just can't be in here just, playing around. So you had to have some rhymes. So when me and Words did it, we rhymed, and we got a good reception. That was our first time really performing in front of a big crowd.
Now, how would you categorize your rhymes to where you would know which rhyme to pick for a particular spot? Like, do you have some sort of categories system in your head? You're like, yo, this is what I need to rock here, or if I'm like in the hood, this is what I'm gonna rock here, or if I'm at like with a lot of girls, I'm gonna rock this.
Okay, well, so with the Lyricist Lounge, you know, you ain't gonna do no girl songs.
Yeah, right. He was
right, but at that time we was just so super lyrical with it that majority of everything we had was lyrical. So it was just us just busting our gun off and shooting what we had in the clip. So it was just like, you know, we got with the rhymes. I knew between me and words, we got the punchlines and the metaphors there to capture the crowd's attention, right? Mm-hmm. So it was a matter of make sure we got the right beat and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Because when I was rhyming, Pope from the Track Masters was like, yo, every line has to be crazy. So he used to be on me about that. Mm. So every line, yo, you got to hit every line. Don't waste the bar, every line. So I'm like, I was schooled that way. So this is how I rhyme now. So it was just like, every line got to capture their attention.
And that's actually how people did perceive you, because that's how we perceived you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like when we were listening to your rhymes, that's how we would think about it. It's like, yo, every line he's saying something ill. You know what I mean? Like that's what we would get out of it.
And you know, from the people you listen to, you learn that from as well, right? Certain people come to the mic and it's like, I expect to hear that. Like if Black Thought is somewhere on the mic, I'm going to hear some bars. I know it. That's my expectation. Now, if I go see I don't know, and this ain't no jab, I'm just saying, if I go see a French Montana or somebody, and I expect him to bar out, I know I'm going to get some dope records. You know what I mean? I'm going to vibe out to it. Mm-hmm. So it's just, you know, what they expected it from me in words, it just became this thing. So that's what we've always done.
But then how do you look at today's rap, which is like kind of the opposite of that? You know what I'm saying? Like they like making nonsense words. There was a whole mumble rap craze. You know what I mean? Like it's the opposite of lyricism.
Yeah.
So
the lyricism's still there. You just got to go look for it. You know what I mean? It'll be kind of overshadowed by everything else that's going on. But it's still there. Some of these, like, you know, you got J. Cole, you got Kendrick.
Yeah, you got a few here and there.
There's people that rhyme.
Yeah, of course. And I'm obviously not still making albums, this and that. But I'm just saying, like, you know, like they don't really stress lyricism. So I mean, but how does that make you feel though, too? Like about how they've treated rap culture. You know what I'm saying? Like over these years.
Yeah, they don't stress. I mean, it's a good and bad thing, right? So there is, like for the lyricists, there is a lane for us, and there is a way you can make money within that. You know what I mean? As opposed to what everybody else doing. I get it. It's a bounce. It's a groove. Certain things work in certain areas, right? The lyricism don't work in the club. Ain't nobody dancing to metaphors and punchlines.
True.
Right? So I get it. But when it's time to hit that stage and perform and somebody paid their money, that club bounce record don't work the same way it do on stage. And right, you don't get no oohs and ahs. They ain't gonna be like, yo, this person's dope. They hear your song, they move on, but they gonna remember that dude that jumped on stage and he said like 8 crazy bars or 16 bars that was crazy. They remember that. It leaves more impact still to today.
True indeed. Here, let me play this and let me get your thoughts about it afterwards. Okay.
Artists. We got to protect our mental health out here so we can keep creating. Y'all already know. Let's talk about numbers. It seems like everything is about numbers these days. You know what I'm saying? Numbers. Don't allow these numbers to stress you out. You know what I mean? I'm talking about number of views, number of followers, number of comments, number of subscribers, number of SoundCloud plays, number of Spotify plays, number of Spotify monthly listeners. Numbers. Do not allow these numbers to stress you out too much. I remember they used to say numbers don't lie. However, they're Pinocchio these days. You know what I mean? Straight lying. False numbers. But no need to even worry about what other people are doing anyway. Whatever numbers they have, that's their numbers. Don't do the comparison thing. Comparison is the thief of joy. It will steal your joy. You know what I'm saying? Don't be distracted by numbers. You feel me? You're on a mission. You got to stay focused. You got to keep getting better. You got to grind it out. There are way better things for you to focus on that will actually add to your value, add to your art, add to your creativity. So all them numbers, them vanity metrics, don't let them get you down too much. You feel me? Keep creating.
All right. What you think about what he said there, what Crooked Eye said there?
Nah, he's saying some facts. That's real. It's real because right, you know, the industry tries to like they got to find a way to control everything, right? Once everything went digital, now it's the numbers game. You don't get a deal unless you got a certain amount of followers. Don't you know? Oh, this YouTube views are up like this. Just because the numbers are high, don't mean that's who's buying your records. You can have 1 million followers, 1 million people ain't gonna buy your record. Right. But you know, and you're dealing with art at the same time. So it's like, yo, you know, with the art, this good piece of art is gonna last forever.
Right.
If the numbers are high, you can have a steady flow of regular numbers that work for you.
Now, because think about that. Like, do you think like when you was writing rhymes, you was like, oh, it's going to impress this number of people or something like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
nah, we didn't write like that. But not our thing was just impress anybody, right? We didn't think outside of New York, to be honest with you, until the world opened up. It was like, oh, there's people in London that know who I am. You know, it was more of a surprise factor. But as far as like now, it's whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what it is. Hold up, let me bring on G Hop real quick before we wrap this up and see if G Hop, if you got any questions, G Hop. Where you at, G Hop? Your volume. I'm not hearing your mic. Do it again.
Can you hear me?
Not yet. Yeah, your mic is fucking up right now, G Hop. Why your mic fucking up? It's a little fucked up. Do your take your camera off and then just put the audio up. Try it again. All right, talk.
How's that?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes. You must have changed your location. Go ahead. What's your question?
Speaking of MCing though, you know, even like for example, going back to that cypher. Oh, that reaction.
Hold up. Yeah. Hold up.
Like speaking of just
hold up, yeah. Your phone fucking up, man. What's going on? Like, are you on that other app or something still? Clear everything else out, because I want to hear the question clear.
No, everything good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just speak slow though, because it's like, I don't know, it's doing something funny that it didn't do before. But just go straight to the question. Go straight to the question, because it's fucking up.
As an MC back then, have the luxury of smartphones, so you had to keep like 20 verses on cap. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, you really had to. Can you speak to being able to memorize rhymes and being in so many ciphers, being ready? I mean, because you know it could go down at any given time. You know what I'm saying? And being ready. Can you speak to memorizing so many lyrics?
Yeah. So
let me just reiterate the question real quick. He's just saying like, back then there was no smartphone where you could just like look at your phone and have a whole 50 rhymes written out full and you could just read from your phone. You had to actually remember these rhymes and be like on point at any time. Like, just like if you was 50 and Punching Words come up to you in the back of a studio somewhere, you got to be ready with a rhyme and stuff. So yeah, speak to that.
Yeah, so like for one, age plays a factor in that, right? When you're young, you don't have too many responsibilities or things that's on your mind other than just rhyming. So I had nothing to do but write rhymes, memorize them, write it, spit it, stays in your head. As I'm writing, it's registering in my mind. You know what I mean? You start rhyming over instrumentals, it stays with you. So you build up those catalog of rhymes where it's like, all right, I can go out, I got about 10, 12 joints good, right? Because I don't think you're gonna be rhyming with somebody that long, going back and forth. But that was kind of like the process of me doing it. It was like I had nothing else to worry about on my mind. It was just girls and music. Girls and music. Now, you know, you got life. So it's like, you know, so many things pull you in so many directions, you ain't gonna memorize it as much as you used to. So it's like, yeah, all right, cool. And then
you like the smartphone now.
You know what I'm saying?
So you like the smartphone now. You're like, that's a good invention.
It's cool for writing.
Yeah.
It's cool for writing. Because, you know, you mess up, you got to cross stuff out. Your rhyme sheet look crazy. So now with the phone, it's a little better for writing purposes.
Do you still have some of your old rhymes that's originally written down? Like, do you still have some of your old rhyme books?
Yeah, I gotta find it. I still got my old rhyme books.
Okay. Like, where do you keep your rhymes now? Like, how do? You have everything on the computer?
Everything on my phone now.
Oh, really? Everything's on the phone.
Yeah.
Like, are you putting it to the cloud and stuff like that? Just to have.
Yeah, it'll be in the cloud. Writing my notes, and then I just write it out there and then do it that way.
Let me ask you this too, because I always ask G Hop this, but he ain't never did nothing with it yet. But have you ever thought of a book? Have you ever thought of a book of poetry, like a book of your rhymes? Publishing.
Publishing some of my stuff. It's funny because Words kind of did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has a book out. I can't remember the name of it. Sorry, the title slipped. But yeah, he does have a book that's out. It's on Amazon and other places like that. But it's it's an album that he did and all of the rhymes, but he breaks down the rhymes and what it means. So that's kind of like what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think any artist could do. I've said that to G Hop a long time ago. Yeah, he should do something like that. But any artist could do that. Like, and tell me this, like, what kind of concepts do you think you've talked about over the years in more than 25 years of rhyming? Like, what kind of concepts do you think you've covered? And what are some of the maybe stranger concepts that you've covered in a song?
Clean sneakers.
Okay.
Relationship stuff.
Right.
Like, as far as like whether good or bad, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Well, I think we all do the childhood growing up, the growing pains, you know what I mean? Things like that. And whatnot, fatherhood. That's mainly about it. A lot of female topics.
Well, you know what? And obviously you're skipping over this because it's so normal and stuff like that. But y'all used to talk about MCing a lot. Even if you remember the hook for the cypher.
Yeah, don't you hear the cypher when you rhyme and still some whack rapper rhyme right behind you, messing up the whole cypher for the whole damn crew. Don't you feel the way that I do? True.
Yeah, see, so it's like you was rhyming about being in a cypher. Yeah. You're saying like y'all just rhyming about rhyming.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That time, that's what we did. So
yeah. Right. But I mean, do the cats nowadays even talk about rhyming in a cypher? No. Do the cats nowadays, do they even mention the word hip hop in their rhymes?
Right.
Like,
right.
Do they mention b-boying? Do they mention graph? Do they mention anything that's related to hip hop culture? You know what I'm saying?
They don't.
So I mean, so that's what. So again, or let's go back to where we just most recently met up to finish this off. So I like you saw in the clip earlier. Well, let's just remind them real quick.
Shades of hip hop.
Yo, what up, y'all? Punchline right here. You know, rebel with my people. Shades of hip hop. What up, y'all?
All right. Thank you, brother.
So, like, that was at the block party for 1520 Cedric Ave, birthplace of hip hop. Is one KRS gave in the Bronx like 2 weeks ago. What brings you out to functions like that and stuff?
Well,
you know, not performing and stuff like that.
Well, I was supposed to perform that day. That's crazy.
Oh, okay.
It was but I would have went anyway because it's hip hop. That's why I would have been there. Just that's my first time on Cedric. I've never been there before. So I was going out there because Kweli was supposed to perform, and me and my boy AL was supposed to come out on stage with him, but things got messed up backstage.
It was too many people. It was too many people backstage.
There's too many people over killing their time, so they have to be out there. The block party got to end by a certain time, so they only brought Kweli out, and he did just to get by. But we were all backstage for like hours. So it just got a little hectic. It got a little crazy. But I would have went anyway just because it's hip hop. I want to see Cass perform. You know what I mean? So definitely, and I'm a big KRS-One fan. So knowing that he was gonna probably be performing, I wanted to catch that and just be around the people, just be in the vibe because it was a cool 2 weeks leading up to that 11th.
And like there's different ways that you get to enjoy those experiences. And I'll be honest with you, because I've been on both sides. I record all the time and I work for artists and stuff like that. So there's a behind the scenes, a backstage aspect to it, and you see that version of it. But when you're doing that, you don't get to experience like the crowd or none of that really. Like you don't get to experience the vibe of it versus like if you're out on the other side, like in the crowd, you know what I mean? Seeing what the vendors is doing, seeing the stuff they got set up and all like that. So like I know you like to go and work and stuff like that. So you like to go there and take care of business. But on certain venues, you can actually enjoy hip hop culture. Where have some of those places like that have you been? Like that you were able to really experience like a hip hop vibe and a hip hop culture. You know what I mean?
I do go to a lot of shows and a lot of concerts. So for the summer, it's been a lot of those summer stages. They've been having some really cool stuff. Like just maybe a couple of days prior to that, I caught the Rakim and Big Daddy Kane show at Lincoln Center.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty dope. The Blue Note is another spot I go to every so often. There'll be some dudes performing. Like I caught Buckshot there before. I also performed there with Quali a lot. And Sony Music Hall, because I went and recently saw Onyx there. So those are kind of be the places I'll go the most.
All right, true. Now, small spots or big spots, what do you prefer? To perform in, to watch a performance, both sides.
I got a love for both, man. It's hard for me to choose one. Maybe the smaller one because it's more intimate. You know what I mean? You kind of interact with the crowd more. You know, bigger venue, you got to really put out that energy.
Right, but when you in like a small little spot and everybody's on the same vibe, you can feel the room shake. You feel the walls start sweating. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you get that vibration from under the floor. Like, you can't. I don't know if you can get that fully like in a big. Like, I guess it feels different in a big stadium because like I've been in bigger stadiums with Chris, and it's like the best spots where he performed was tiny clubs, like little tiny spot where it might be like 100, 200 people in there. But it's fully packed and it's dark and it's like, but everybody knows all the lyrics and you know what I mean? And everybody's into like hearing what you got to say. They're not there to watch what you got on, you know what I mean? And look at your outfit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what it is, man. I know G Hop is still there. You got anything else, G Hop, before we wrap this up? Let me see.
I do, just real quick. Keeping it MCing, about rapping and MCing. So recently we had a lot of talk between dealing with Eminem, dealing with the Robin, the Lyricist Lounge stage and what happened with him. I want to ask, do you have any experience meeting with Melly Mel? And also, can you speak to your experience with Eminem and being around him and speak to his work ethic and as far as his MC culture is concerned? And just want to get your thoughts on that current situation.
All right. Let me just reiterate. I think what G-Hop was asking is like have you heard about that Eminem and Melly Mel thing going on?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now I do have a different opinion about this twin. I don't think I even said this to G-Hop, but yeah. So have you ever worked with either one of them or met up with either?
I met both of them. I know them both. I know Ed a little more than I know Mel. Yeah, you know, Mel's a legend. I met him one time on a train in the Bronx, headed to the Bronx one time.
And just, I mean,
a few times, you know, say what's up.
What do you think about a situation like that? Do you even take that seriously? Like, what do you think about a situation?
I don't take it serious. Melly Mel should have never started by downplaying him. But I get if he don't understand that style of rap because the eras are different, right? So I get that Mel may not understand what an Eminem is and why he has the impact he has. He said what he said and responded to that. It should have been left right there. For him to come behind and try to get into a battle, nah, yo, that was bad, yo. That was really, really, really bad. Like he should have just kept quiet.
See, I obviously, I don't think Mel really seriously thinks that rhyme is better than M's rhyme. I think he's just doing it for the publicity and shit like that, and you know, to get people to talk about him and stuff like that. He's just trying to use the internet against itself or whatever and put something out. But it's like something like that. It's like, you know, when you got an older.
Hey yo,
go ahead, Gia.
Can I just say I'm gonna like make it on that. My kind of I wanted you to please Punch. Can you speak on any experiences you had that's, you know, particularly with them around that time? Because I mean, you know, I know the history and maybe you know the Lyricist Lounge and that Orchis area.
You want to talk about him a little bit, I guess. All right, your phone is killing me though, G-Hop. G-Hop, your phone is killing me, bro. Like, listen. We got like, yeah. Just do you like? what do you think about Eminem as an artist, and maybe even meeting with him? Have you ever like rhymed with him or anything, or?
No, words rhymed with him because they did the Rap Olympics and was on the same team. I met him a few times in the city and whatnot, and you know, we has a mutual respect for one another. We you know, he knows of me and from rhyming and stuff, and the same with him. I met him at it was 88 Hip Hop. I don't know if you guys remember 88 Hip Hop.
I do kind of remember that, yeah.
So it was he was just coming out and making his rounds, and he came up there with some dudes and he rhymed, and that was kind of my first interaction with him. I introduced myself. I'm like, you know, Punchline Words partner, because I knew Words had did the rap Olympics with him. So that was kind of like our saying what's up. And then fast forward, we all ended up at the backstage at the Lyricist Lounge, and that picture that was in Eminem's book. That's the picture with me, AL, Wordsworth, 50, and M. And that was 50 and M's first time meeting each other. And it was like 50 had just started rapping. So it wasn't like he was rapping for years and nothing like that.
All right, true. So now we got the history behind that picture. Is that I think that's kind of what G-Hop wanted. All right. So thanks for that question, G-Hop.
He might have had How to Rob. I want to say he might have just had How to Rob only. And you know, we backstage. It's a Lyricist Lounge thing, so you know, I'm gonna be there. 50 don't know that. He's just doing the show, and we was at the tunnel. So and then we all backstage interacting. Some photographer just put us all together, snapped the pic, and then that's how we came. And I forgot about it until years later. When M did that book, he had a party for it, and I'm walking in, 50's walking out. He's like, "Yo, you made it. You in the book?" And I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" He said, "You didn't see the book?" And then everybody brings me to the book and opening up the joint, and I see the picture, and I was like, "Yo, where this came from? I forgot about this." I'm like, "Oh snap! Now I have to go buy the book."
Right. See, so and you know, and I know so many situations that probably happened like that, and I know like even the Hood Factory rhyme cipher, which is what we call it here, you know, that would have been another one of those times you probably just never would have ever remembered that shit even happened. You dig? Unless because it came out on video and was preserved for posterity or whatever, like that's why it became a thing. You know what I mean? But you probably would have forgot that shit. Yeah. You know, how many times you've been rapping somewhere? You know what I mean? Like that ain't that.
Like now it's more of a thing now than at that time. It's like, oh yeah, you know, we ciphered it and that was it.
Yeah. All right. Well, lastly, too. Well, before we go out, let's get your contact so people could find your material. What's the best place where people could look you up and find some of your joints?
Yeah, hit me on the gram, man. Punchline _NYC. That's the IG page. Punchline _ NYC. You can hit me up on there. DM, reach out, follow. There's a new stuff coming, so you'll get to see what I'm up to and what's going on. I don't know if y'all want to holler and do features, whatever. Hit me there. Punchline NYC.
All right, that's what's up. And like, just real last thing. Do you have any like advice for anybody? Like, is there any advice that you could give to upcoming MCs about how to hone their craft and build their skills?
Yeah, a few. One, be original, remain yourself. Do you. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. Right. So if you like women, you could be that rapper that attracts the female crowd, and you could be like Drake and have bras thrown at you, or you can be a gangster dude. And you're gonna have a bunch of dudes with bulletproof vests and guns telling you about I bid it to this album that you made. So just be yourself, be originally you, and test your material out amongst your friends. Don't just be creating in your own world, thinking your shit is the hottest thing ever and whatnot. So you know, test it out with the people and see what's up. Because you can always go back and make some changes and fix things up. That's all.
Word. Well, that's some advice for you there, man. Thank you so much for joining us here today, Punchline.
Yes.
And yo, we're gonna go out of this, but stay right there so I can end this recording. We'll be right back. All right.
All right.
Like that, nigga, God rest his soul. But when you play around with guns, ain't no time to fold. New York niggas got crazy game, but out of town niggas say it's all the same. Brooklyn niggas get crazy loot. That's because where you from, baby? Harlem niggas know how to play. Where you from, baby? Niggas on Queens got shit on lock. With the block running up. Hold up, but if it wasn't for the crimes, this rap shit probably never would be going on. Now tell me where you're from. Uptown, baby. What? Uptown, baby. What? Uptown. Bullshit, I can't hear you. If it wasn't for the Bronx, this rap shit probably never would be going on. Just tell me where you're from. What? Uptown, baby. What? Uptown, baby. Hold up, let's try this.